Hello and welcome to The Sad Artist, French edition, Le Sad Artist. I'm wearing my Gilet Jaune to show our support in the UK of the protesters in France and other countries, including Canada. Obviously, we don't go out and protest because we're English and we'd rather just pay more tax. So, vive la Gilet Jaune. Hope I got that right. So basically, yes, standing up for yourself. Presumably, that's the theme of the day. So I've not been live for a while, and that's because I painted paintings on the stand that I use to prop up my computer, so I didn't have a stand. So yeah, when you're an artist, you tend to just paint on things without. Anyway, so this is one I've been working on. You may have seen it before. Answers on a postcard, please. Which way up should it go? I never know. I just don't. But I am going to frame it because recently I've been doing a lot of my own framing. I've not got any of those pictures here to show you, so you'll have to take my word for it. So let's talk current project. Right. So you may remember these projects that I did, called the Goddess Project. These paintings I did as part of the Goddess Project. Okay, so these are essentially photo collages with painting on them. And I'm going to be revisiting that again in the guise of a much earlier work that I did, which was called Homage to Klimt. So I'm going to be creating Klimt-esque paintings with photo collage embedded in. Now, I've already started some. So this is the phase that I'm up to. There you go. So essentially what I've done is I've carved this out, if you can see. Probably better if I turn it slightly. You can see I've carved this out with a chisel on MDF, which creates quite a cool textured pattern. Well, I think so anyway. So, you know, what materials would Klimt not have had? MDF probably. So by using materials that weren't available to Klimt, I can definitely do my own thing. Well, also doing stuff in the style of the great man himself. So for those of you who don't know, Klimt was an Austrian symbolist painter around about the time of the Art Nouveau movement. So a lot of his work is very floral and flowery, but it's also, he uses gold a lot. I started off using gold. Now, gold, ironically, is probably the theme of the week. So ties into the Gilet Jaune a little bit as the West crumbles and people kick off. Ultimately, the value of the currency drops. So then we all end up going out and investing in gold, which is why gold is the resource of the hour, because it's stable and fiat Ponzi money isn't. Well, that's my opinion. You know, obviously the views and opinions of the Sad Artist and Mark Edmonds don't necessarily represent all my associates that I work with, basically my editor. So he probably may disagree. So just in my opinion, so gold is a very cool thing at the moment. So probably shore up your wealth with regards to Brexit, if you're British, because you may find your pound falling slightly in value. Okay, so gold, thematic, very relevant, very cultural, and symbolism never died out in art. I mean, it just became something else. In contemporary art, it's like, oh yes, this toaster represents the fall of communist Russia. No. I went to university. Anyway, that was uni for you. So symbolism, yes, is basically where you put symbols in stuff, and it's not necessarily obvious what those symbols represent to the untrained eye. And then, you know, a bit like I don't know, when you see like a classical painting and there's all bits and bobs going on in there, and they're like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's nice. They just happen to have drawn that there, and it probably secretly represents the fact that he's, I don't know, a Mason or in with the establishment or something. I don't know, you know, like mayoral chains, things like that. Seat of power, where somebody's standing in a painting and their relationship to the chair and all the soft furnishings all represent stuff. What that is, I don't know, because I don't pay much attention in art history. However, I paid attention to the bits that I liked, and Klimt was there. So, floral patterns, exquisite gold colours, which most artists actually shy away from gold. And the reason that they shy away from gold is because somebody at some point went, oh no, gold is for frames, you know, with true art arrogance, which is what those people love in the establishment. Me personally, I'm not in the establishment, so I can just say what the hell I like. Yay! Well, within reason, because we used to have free speech. Anyway, but that's for a different episode. Gilet Jaune. Another thing, this is my official Gilet Jaune. So this is actually the one I've got when I drive around France, that I have in the back of my car. It doesn't actually fit me. It's the first time I put it on today, because obviously I'm not really... I did actually break down in Belgium, but I didn't put it on. So there we go. Oh, yeah, so they should probably... I don't think they make these in English sizes. It's a very, very slim gilet for a very slim person. Yeah, not fat. Well, obviously I've got a body warmer on underneath it. I'm not that fat, unless you ask anybody that loves me. Okay, so that's the basic framework. And so here is where we're going to put the imagery, which is a photo collage, which I'm then going to develop out. So the dress is going to be built in texture on the front, because this is more representational of an actual Klimt painting that I'm just not going to show you for copyright reasons. You just have to take my word for it. When it's done, you'll get it. So she's going to be kind of like sat in the middle, and have the dress come up in the top layer. But first, I've got to cover this bottom layer in all kinds of resins. So I will probably be doing that today. Whether or not I show you that, who knows? So I'll build that layer up first and then work on top of it. So that's had 2 coats of gold. So I like to work in series, so I'm working on 5 at once. So, oh, by the way, my video links to something really boring, which is great, because I suppose it's just got the art keyword. So basically, I was just watching some really boring crap when I loaded up before, and it's some people unboxing paintings. It's like, no wonder people get turned off by art. Art is not supposed to be boring, and it's not supposed to be elitist. And yet everybody you ever speak to who's in art is like, oh, here's some really boring art that I made, and you're not going to get it because I'm better than you. Well, that's not me, right? If you don't get my art, you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. But it's not boring. Well, I don't think it's boring anyway. Well, maybe some of it is. Just depends on your opinion. But painting is fun, and it's got emotional content, and it's great. But if you kind of, oh, that's a gold, I just got all over. You know, but obviously human beings all want to outdo each other and keep up with the Joneses. Personally, yeah, humans are idiots. Yeah, there you go, I said it. Individual people I quite like, but as a collective, humans are just morons. What do you think of that? I'm still working on that. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's quite cool, isn't it? It's got like all those cool swirls in there. So, you know, drop me a line and tell me what you think. Ooh, yeah, so there we go. I think I showed you that last time. So what I'm doing now is I'm basically prepping all my paintings because I'm doing 5 at the same time. So I'm just making sure they're off the rack so that I can whip them onto the rack. And this is a painting I've got back from Chester Art Centre that's been kicking around for a while. Tell me what you think. Personally, I have grown to dislike this picture because it's always falling on stuff and it's hard to move around. The canvas looks a bit flat. I mean, it's kind of thematic because I got the canvas from my granddad's house when he died. So I like working over granddad's stuff, you know. So you can see it used to be trees on the back. So I'm not just going to throw it away, but I might just rework the whole picture. You see how it's kind of the canvas is both, because it was really, you know, it was from B&M Bargains or something. It was like, it's not a proper canvas. Actually, it feels quite canvassy. Anyway, so maybe I can punch it out with some resin or something and make it into an image that I like better. I don't know, maybe I'm just too overcritical of myself and I'm actually the fantastic artist I always suspected. Answers on a postcard, please. Do people still send postcards? I don't know. So, as today is the French theme, we shall say some stuff in French. Unfortunately, my French is terrible. So, bonjour. There we go. Ça va? Oui, ça va. There we go. All right, that's about all I can remember from school. I do have a lot of French phrases that one of my best pals, Dave, has taught me, but you can only really say them at football matches. They are incredibly offensive. Right. So I'm going to pull out my brush, what I've been using. There it is. So I just keep that alive in some clean spirit, which is never going to clean the brush out or rescue it from the fact I've been using it with Hammerite, but it will keep it going while I'm using it. Oh, I've got a light that looks a little bit like a blowtorch. Want to see? Can't really see it. Can hear it. Little blowtorch. That's cool, isn't it? That was given to me by my my special not girlfriend. Yes. How does one define relationships in the modern age? Now that is curious. Yeah, it's a funny old thing, isn't it? Because if you think about it, when we used to have relationships, everybody got together, they had sex, they had babies, they died, and it was all pretty fine, you know. But then people started living longer and having more disposable income, so they're not really sure what they want out of life. So what I've done here is I've cut a little fishing hole out of the top of that. I think it might have dried up down there as well. Oh no, it's starting to get a skin. But there might just be enough left in to do this piece. So the reason I'm giving it 2 coats of gold is because 1 coat isn't really thick enough. So can you see all right there? Probably. Very popular today. Probably because it's a Thursday. So if you're in the Stoke-on-Trent region, watch out for the A500, it's a nightmare. Gold! Always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe it. There we go. I practice that song for karaoke a lot, can you tell? So, how are you guys? Be interested to know. You know, just send me some feedback. I'm sure I'll reply to it if I can if I remember to check. Yeah. So interesting week. Yeah. So I'm going to a stag do at the weekend. So paintballing. I've never been paintballing before, so that should be fun. Probably a bit like getting shot with BB balls. I don't know. Yeah, everyone's advised me to wear gloves because apparently you don't want to get shot in the hands. Okay, good advice for an artist. So I'm sort of in Bob Ross mode right now. I'm painting and chatting away, and you're watching me. Mm-hmm. So I hope it's quite therapeutic watching me paint. I enjoy painting. I really like it. Yeah. Gilet jaune. Gilet jaune. Gilet jaune. Yeah. So apparently, not a great idea if you live in France to ask for an audit, because if there's one thing governments don't like doing, it's telling you what they're actually spending your money on. But those of us who understand economics know that they're only spending it to recuperate the debt that is servicing the economy and that is gradually imploding because you can't have a debt serviced economy. It's an oxymoron. So please, by all means, crack on. Work in service industries because manufacturing doesn't count. But if the currency does collapse, I predict a return to manufacturing. Getting fiercely political today. I think it's the yellow vest. It seems to do something to your brain. Aha! I've got a new watcher. Hi. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, so I can't show you the pictures I'm going to use because the model in question is in the nude, and nudity is offensive to white post-Christian societies for some reason, so we can't put that on YouTube. Because nudity is wrong. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying watching me paint this gold. Is it okay if I paint this yoo-hoo gold? Austin Powers reference. Gilet Jaune. So, interesting fact. Gilet Jaune means yellow vest in French. Wow. So here I am, kind of doing my own little protest in the studio with my paintbrush. So obviously I'll paint one side and then spin it round so I don't have to lean over, get paint on my jeans. Yeah, so basically when you're working with stuff like this, make sure that you've got all the protective gear. So I've got a ventilator, eye protection, and gloves I don't wear. But if you do it, do it. Do what I say, not what I do. Yeah. So slightly concerning that I can't actually smell this. So that's not good. Okay, so yes, this is the general theme. Painting stuff gold. Now, of all the colours that I like painting stuff, gold is my favourite. Because it's so rich. Rich in possibilities. In return to the gold standard. And all your toxic debt falls apart. So, art that is also topical and political. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to go and get shot a lot on Saturday because I'm probably not very good at paintballing. We can give it a go. And then my friend is in a boxing match in Stoke, which is fantastic because he's raising a lot of money for charity. So that's always good. That's that white collar boxing. So I'm wishing him. Actually, I know the guy. I'm wishing his opponent every hope not to end up in the hospital because he's one tough lad. So hopefully that all goes well. So that's basically my weekend. Yeah, so I've got a show coming up in a couple of months, Chester Arts Centre, and hopefully these pictures will be not only finished, but in the show. Well, that's the plan anyway. All right. Just using up the last of this paint. So, anybody got anything interesting planned? Bogged down says hi. Bogged down says why. Why what? Why bother? Oh, sorry. Hi, bogged down. Why gold? Ah, well, you missed the start. So basically, a number of reasons. One, it's topical, because obviously gold's always topical, with the imminent collapse of Western banking. Well, hopefully it doesn't. Yeah, so that's one reason. And also, I like gold because nobody else uses it. And also, my current paintings are based on Klimt, the works of Klimt, who used a lot of gold. And as we all know, gold is the most precious of all precious metals because you can use it and it sends you to another dimension. Or did I just dream that? I might just dream that. Yes, there we go. So I painted that picture gold, and so that my show doesn't get boring, I'm going to resin the next one and sort of do it out of sequence. I've used the last of that gold in it. Oh, brilliant! Just on the floor. I'd like to clean my hand with. Yeah, remind me, I must restock these. Why, are you a fan of gold? bogged down. Hi, by the way. I didn't say that before. Aha. Oh no, I've left one rancid cloth in the bottom to wipe my fingers. Oh, that looks cool. That looks so shiny. Yeah, no, I often work with gold. I showed this one at the start. So that I started this off with gold, and then I put resin over the top of it in various colours. Yeah, it's a cool base colour to work with. All right, I don't get any paint on me. Yeah, ideally I should wear more suitable painting clothes. There we go. So remember, always have a clear drying rack. Like to see how this turns out. Okay, well, watch this space, because presumably it will turn out. All right, what am I doing next? Resin. Okay, so this is purely 100% instinctually me. There it is. So, black and purple. Now, first of all, I'm going to clean my funnels. Yeah. See what happens as your funnels get clogged up with resin. Oh, and gunk, apparently. Okay, so that one's a bit gunky. What about this one? I need some new funnels, I think. Yeah. I do. Yeah, I definitely need some new funnels. Actually, might be able to just chop that off, perhaps. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I would have saved that. That may even work. Right, time for more stuff. So, ivory black. Stick a bit of that in there. Yeah, what do you think? Black and purple? Shit, it's been that long since I've done this. I almost forgot how to do it. All right. Forgetting the procedure, the top secret procedure. So that's my pigment. Is that black enough? Yeah, probably. All right. Bit of resin. Yeah, Sophie's a bit boring when I go off camera, but it's kind of essential. Oh, seriously? There we go. I'll just leave the lid loose on that so that it doesn't take us long to do the next bit. Oh, that'll do. So now I've got resin and pigment. The said artist has in no way endorsed Coca-Cola or any other product. Oh, that ain't Coke. All right. So a bit of black on there. This, of course, reveals the pattern. That I previously etched out. Does look a bit like cola, actually. Fair play. There we go. A little bit of cardboard that I used to fan resin about on the picture. Oh yeah, I've got a good feeling about this painting. I think it's going to be ace. You get a good feeling just when you start to put the resin on, and you just go, you know what, this is going to be fantastic. So there you go. I can't really lift it up to show you, so I'll bring the mountain to Mohammed, as it were. Except I can't because the laptop's plugged in. There we go. Hope you can see that because I can't really see it. So yeah, I can't really lift it up to show you because obviously it's wet, it'll run off. But yeah, that's quite cool. Now I'm going to put a bit of purple on it. Let's fan a bit more into that corner. I don't want to cover the whole thing because I'm going to do another layer over the top. So basically, when I do another layer over the top, the bits that are darker, the bits that are now dark will become even darker, and that'll give you some nice sort of a nice effect. Gilet Jaune, Gilet Jaune, Jaune. Sorry, Dave. Dave's going to teach me how to pronounce it. He's see it fine. No worries, Bogdan. Okay. So I'm thinking purple. So I've got a little colour swatch here. So yeah, that's what purple over blue looks like. So purple over gold should be just as cool. I should do some gold colour swatches. I don't know why I don't have any gold colour swatches, but just a little frame of reference so I know what looks like what. Okay, purple resin next. Bit of that. Okay. Bit of purple. So this is going to be the purple colour. Yeah. Yes, they don't do purple colour, so that's fine. See it fine. All right. Sorry, I thought there was more messages. La 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 la. I'll wait for that to drain. Yeah, I think that's the only other colour layer I'm going to do today, because they'll mix into each other, see? I always like, once I use something, I like to make sure I don't put it back in the rack in case I inadvertently mix up, get cross-contamination, which you don't want. So I noticed my my board's on a bit of a... It's okay because my rack is level. I know my rack is level. Okay, time for purple. Okay, I'm now mix this a bit thinner so it should be a bit more runny. Do a bit of purple around the edge there, probably at the bottom here, and on the side here, and the top here too. Okay, so that looks quite opaque at the moment, but it's not going to dry opaque, so it's going to clear as it dries. So that's going to look quite interesting. So I'm going to put it on the rack so it can be flat. It's dripping at the moment. Better off there. Yeah, so basically if it drips on anything, I don't mind, because the stuff I've got underneath it could do with having something dripping on it anyway. And as I've got a bit of purple left over, I'll put it on these. So these are on metal. So the idea is for that metal, they're going to hang in the forest, and then that metal's going to rust over time. And let's see what happens. You know what? For Probably work on this a bit as well. Don't know how much purple I've got left. So these are basically just a sort of little experiment for something I might do in the future. We had a big old sheet of metal. Big old rusty sheet of metal. Okay, this is a painting I've been working on for a bit. I don't really like. So I'll put a bit of resin on that and see if we can change it to something I do like. Aha! First we're going to need a feather duster. Don't want to trap dust in your resin. So let's go for it. That might be just what this painting needs. Or might be even worse. Let's see what happens. Well, there we go. So that's some resin work done. So that was a bit interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, I could just keep rolling and you could watch me paint more stuff in gold. But I'm starting to go light-headed, so I want to put some a protective mask on. So yes, I think I'm going to leave it there. So, oh, what was he saying? Steel. Yes, it is steel. And thank you for the nice duster. Just the keyboard. Little lens there. So, okay, I'm going to go, and it's lovely to meet you, Bogdan. So, yeah, stay tuned, and there will be more sad art coming your way from a sad artist near you. No worries, mate. See you next time.